just said something. You had said, I forget what the exact words were because I grasped onto it and then I lost it. Hard work, commitment, dedication, something. This
You
guy
can't
right here.
substitute
Good.
hard work.
Yeah, you can't substitute hard work.
No.
This guy right here is the poster boy for hard work. All right. I got to tell you that a lot of the success that we've been able to have so far online, you guys, you guys clap so gay. Am I allowed to say gay?
It's like Emilio and Charlie from Men at Work. We just fit.
Go for it.
I didn't even get to all the rainbow garbage that I want to talk about tonight. They're talking about Target, and I'm not going to go off, and this won't be as but Target and the rainbows. And I was in friggin' Petco or PetSmart the other day, and they have a rainbow section in friggin' PetSmart, so you can dress your dog up. So that literally, this was. I'm going to go back in there and videotape this, and we're going to do a segment on this. It's completely. I'm over it, and I try to stay neutral on these shows. Not to turn anybody off, but you're a freaking freak.
Well, you gotta remember, AJ.
2 a.m. Don't watch this show.
Yeah, there is an epidemic in this country right now, and it is the underrepresentation of LGBTQ animals out there. Your dog or cat might actually be not their true selves. Okay. So maybe your cat's a bird. Maybe your dog is actually an elephant.
If Axel is watching, Axel, this would be a great thing to write about, Axel. This would be a really cool article.
Axel has been sending me stuff, and he said, we are steering away from political commentary. So that's why he has limited his stuff. There's a few guys on our staff who would have a few things to say on a few issues. The Brittany Griner stuff was toting the line. I could see that one of our writers, Bear, was getting a little bit heated there. And then you got the Captain Rons of the world, who are the snowflakes on the other side. Bless his soul. It was great banter. Somebody like myself, who's a self-registered libertarian, I love hearing it from both sides. I call balls and strikes as I see them. Never say that I'm right. But let's not turn this towards politics, because I do want to celebrate my boy Luker, who has been an original OG of the Audience of Zero when Rico was just a tender little sand speck on the beach of life. And Luker would show up for every show with a few of the other ride or dies like Double D. You've got my girl who's on the broadcast right now, sweet SJ. SJ, we love you, sweet Jean. And Luker is as consistent as anybody when he puts his mind to something. So I can't wait to hear what you have to say, AJ.
No, I mean, he's borderline to the point of, like, with my phone, I hear text alert.
It's a machine.
Like, I know there's a 80-20 chance that it's Luker, but it's him asking me, what can I do? What can I do to help? So here's this guy that starts banging out content. I've given him special assignments. Steven, research this for me, get me stuff on this. And he bangs it out quickly, and it's thorough. And I mean, it's absolutely fantastic. And here's what's crazy exciting. All right. So Luker, and I think you would agree, you're not the best writer on the team, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I mean, we got guys like Captain Ron who, snowflake or not, the guy's a phenomenal writer. Rico, phenomenal writer. Axel, really good writer. Okay. Bear's an okay writer. Luker's content is the highest rated so far on our site. And maybe part of it is Luker doesn't stay in a lane. And Luker is so non-controversial. But I mean, Luker banged me out. Like, truthfully, and maybe I'm just way, way behind the times, I had no idea who the hell the Savannah Bananas were until very recently, when, like, I saw Burns talking about the Savannah Bananas. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too busy. Maybe I'm an old freaking crotchety guy like Hank Greenberg was, or Goldberg, or whatever the hell his name was, I forget. But
they're pop culture sensation right now.
I know because Luker put an article, and that article dropped, right? Did it come out yesterday, Steven? Or did it not come out yet? The article
looked. I haven't looked yet. I can try to dive in.
No, it doesn't matter. But Luker, if it's not already out, it's coming. But so Luker put this pickleball thing together for us. I said, look, Steven, my kid's freaking teacher wants to come on and talk about pickleball, and why would I even care about this? And I don't know anything about it. Everything I know about pickleball, I learned from Steven's piece that dropped a few hours ago on BleacherBrothers.com. And Steven, so you've covered everything from the oldest franchises in Major League Baseball to Steven did a whole piece too, also that's kind of in the on deck circle on the Mascot Hall of Fame. You're getting ready to do, what is it that you texted me about last night? American Gladiator?
The American Gladiators 30 for 30, the review of it, like what I think of it and what is it worth watching both parts of it.
Also, but not just sort of middle of the road, sort of like clicky sort of stuff. I mean, the guy's recapped games for us. Early in the NBA playoffs, he banged out a couple of series recaps and game recaps and series previews. And he's just, and so here's the deal with Steven too. Steven is, so this is where I'm bad. You got to help me, Steven. You were good the other night on the phone.
Okay.
How do you,
okay,
like autism? What's the proper terminology? I mean, what bucket does it fall in, I guess, is what I'm trying to ask.
So basically, I have autism, but I don't show it to people because it's like back then, like when I was in elementary and middle school, I was always in trouble, seeking like getting into trouble and like getting sent out of class.
What kind of trouble?
How
were you causing trouble? What were like spitballs, things like that, talking?
Yelling, talking, yelling at people, talking back, not listening to instructions, all kinds of things. But then since like 7th grade, I changed my whole tone of everything. And then they mainstreamed me out of the special ed classes because they're like, he's smart. He knows what he's doing. So they put me in all my general ed classes through 7th grade to all the way to high school. And they still kind of kept me in the special ed programs at the school. Like they kept me on an IEP system to just kind of make sure I'm doing things correctly and following instructions.
What made you change?
I thought seriously, it's because when I got older, I was like, shoot, if I keep this up, I'm not going to last long in school. I'm going to be some kid that's always in trouble and going to be could be expelled from the school. I was so close in 6th grade, they were going to expel me from middle school for the whole district because I did a body slam to a TA on a rainy day. They thought about it and they were like, because one of the assistant principals at the middle school knew my family's history, they knew who I was and the whole family. They let it off as a 5-day, like a week suspension.
Yeah, wow. A week is nothing. I could do that standing on my head. We used to get those in school all the time. But you like how he paints a picture? So he body slammed the TA on a rainy day. So tell me that you didn't immediately picture a rainy day when he said that, when it had nothing to do with the story, but he painted the picture of, hey, this is what happened and this is what I want you to see. So what kind of, let me ask you this, Steven, and if I get too personal, just say, hey, this is too personal and I don't want to talk about this, but what kind of challenges does autism present for you?
For me, it kind of presents me to just slowly learn things. Like when I do things, it takes me a while to think, and I have to research and kind of put it together and see if it makes sense. And I write quick, like I will type something really quick, and it's just, I think it looks good, and then I look back at it, it's like, that doesn't make, like to me, it doesn't make sense. But when I reread it multiple times, and then I'm like, oh, this makes sense. Why in the first place to me, it doesn't make any sense.
So are there different levels of autism?
I think there is. I haven't done as much research on it, but I think I should start doing some research on that and kind of figure it out and probably put something together so we can all understand it.
So in today's society, in this country, it'd be pretty easy for anyone with autism to get a free ride, to not have to try, to search for sympathy. You don't do any of that stuff, do you?
No, I immediately, whenever I go places, like if I need to go anywhere, I just take the bus because there's a bus stop not far from me. I know the schedule really well, and then I know a lot of the drivers pretty well, so they know who I am every time I go out there. Like I pretty much walk every day for the past few years since I've been on No Filter because Eric tells me to go outside and get exercise. So I've been going outside, walking, and I've been trying to keep myself outside instead of being inside my room all day, just working on stuff in my room or just work on stuff in the house. I just try to get outside and do stuff I need to do.
Steven, you got to clean that room. If you're spending that much time in it,
I did.
Up. You know what I mean?
I cleaned it. I actually cleaned the room, like straight up. This whole room is clean.
What'd you clean it with? A leaf blower?
No, I put away all.
Oh, you know what? That does look pretty good, Steven. That does look pretty good compared to.
And my whole time cleaning this room, I spent the last few days on it and everything. So I've been cleaning since Friday night.
All right, let me ask you this. All right, so you're not in this for a free ride. All right, you were dealt the hand that you were dealt, and you deal with it really well. You not looking for a handout. You're not sitting there saying, "Oh my goodness, poor me." You got aspirations, and you're getting ready to start a new sort of chapter coming up here, aren't you?
Yep.
Is that something you want to talk about or no?
Yeah, might as well.
I think it's inspirational. I think you're inspirational for a gazillion different reasons. And sometimes I find myself thinking right now when I get a little wound up is like, all right, how would Luker handle this? So what are you up to?
So I decided to re-enroll for school in sports broadcasting. I'm going to do it online at Full Sail. I pretty much got everything I've sent them. I sent them my high school transcripts and college transcripts just a couple days ago through Parchment. So they got the college transcripts. I looked over. They just emailed. They said 3 of your classes transferred over for credits. So my math class I took, my statistics, my English, and my psychology class transferred over, which made me happy when I saw that. I was like, good, there's less money for classes I don't need to take.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you're doing this remotely, right?
Yes, I'm going to do it remotely.
In California. Okay, cool. And it's a 2-year,
yeah,
2-year course?
Yeah, 2-year course. And they say if you need to do some practicing, come out to Florida and go to the campus and do some practice with the stuff like behind the camera and all the stuff, producing and everything. They said you can come on campus too and do if you need to ask questions to your professors or you can talk to them virtually. So I can do either way. I can just go to their lab and do all my practices, and they're going to give me some stuff to set up, like a computer, that's all kinds of stuff for the program.
And what's your goal after school? What do you want to do with this experience and that degree?
I want to try to get myself into working with ESPN, calling sports games, or any network that has any sports, because I'm always around sports. I watch sports. Like right now, I'm watching the MLB, Major League Baseball right now with the big innings, with all the games that are going on that are important. I kind of want to watch and see what's going on type thing.
So what do you like about, because you're putting out a lot of content and you're putting out some cool stuff and you haven't said no to anything What do you enjoy putting this content out, or are you doing it just?
I do. It makes me happy, and it just keeps me relaxed, and I can be able to spend time working on something that I feel people need to see that I wasn't able to do. Because a lot of like, I was kind of like a quiet type person through college, doing like when I helped with sports and stuff. Like I was around helping out, kind of doing some coaching things a little off and on, but not as much. But everyone liked who I was as a person. They liked my personality, and it was just great because I always want people to enjoy this. Like with my retro shows, I always make it to have people enjoy, laugh, and just have some fun, because I kind of get into putting some little voices because I want people to kind of hear some funny humor skits I put together because I want people to know you don't have to be someone popular like a famous movie star just doing a show. You could be like me who can do anything and just you don't have to be shy and do it.
So can we have and I'll shut up and if either one of these guys want to ask you anything, but when you get out of school and you have the experience and you have the degree and you talk about ESPN, what if we have, I mean, do we get first crack at you or no?
Yes, you guys will get first crack.
Will you demand a very high salary with like your own tour bus or
no, I wouldn't go that extent.
Don't say yet. Don't commit to anything yet, Luca. You don't know. There could be a tour bus for you by the time you're done.
You already said no, and
like
our attorney is already.
We don't need that. We don't need that John Madden tour bus. We don't get that. We're not going to have that John Madden tour bus just yet.
We're this close, Luca. We're this close, buddy.
Yeah, well, hey, you know what? Some lessons you never lose. You either win or you learn.
Yeah.
I hope you learned on this one.
Yeah.
What do your perfect day, Stephen? What do you like to do? You wake up and
wake up. I eat breakfast. I work on my cards. I work on like if I have anything I want to write, I'll write it. And I put on music. I have my Pandora on my phone. Play all my music, and I just listen to music while writing because it keeps me motivated. And then I just play a baseball game on my computer every day, so I kind of have some fun with it and just.
But what's your perfect
have
day?
fun playing games? And
if you could lay out your best day ever tomorrow, what would it be? In a nutshell, you don't have to.
My perfect day.
A minute.
So I think my perfect day would be pretty much like get up, go to like get ready for like broadcast the game and call games and just make people hear my point of view of the games, just present sports to people.
Awesome.
Tell the story as you want to tell it.
Yep.
I get you.
Exactly.
Well, I can say this from somebody who's seen Luca's growth in the past couple years since his bright-eyed, bushy-tailed face on my broadcast and Burns's and 22 Studio 22, et cetera, et cetera. He's grown a lot and he's taken some risks, and I got to applaud him for following his dreams. So it's never an easy thing to do. For some, it's easier than others. Excuse me. But you have been committed to everything that you do. And look at you. You got facial hair. You look like a man now, dude. I'm looking at this kid. I'm like, this isn't Luker. This is somebody else. But lo and behold, this handsome chap is still Stephen Luker, went to the core. And that's what's going to take you the furthest in your life, my friend, is your heart. Because you can't put that heart in other people's bodies. I'll tell you that right now.
Yep. And I go off of this motto my old high school coach gave me. And the thing goes like this. When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when funds are low and debts are high, and you want to smile, but you have to sigh, when care is pressuring you down a bit, rest it. if you must be, but don't you quit. Life is queer, which it twists and turns as everyone of us sometimes learns, and many a failure turns about. You might have struck it out. Don't give up through the pace seems slow. You may succeed with another blow. Success is failure turned inside out. The silver tilt of clouds of doubt. You never can tell how close you are. It may be near when it seems so far. So stick to the fight when your heart is hit. It's when the thing seems worse than you. Mustangs never quit.
That's awesome.
Amen.
You know who never wins, right?
The Suns.
No.
Besides the Suns,
Cardinals.
the A's, somebody
Phillies.
that quits. Well, you're doing a kick-ass job, and I'm excited to have you on the team, and you inspire me, buddy. So I wanted to.
Thank you.
I didn't mean to make you sit the whole show and wait. But I had to give you a shout out because we're, tomorrow is kind of a big sort of day in the history of Bleacher Brothers, and officially you're a key piece to this puzzle right now. So I just
I keep working hard.
Just don't ditch us for ESPN because ESPN doesn't take care of any of their people. You know that, right? They all quit and go somewhere else. Ask anyone. Ask Levithard. Ask Dan Patrick. Ask.
And your hard work doesn't go unnoticed, Luker. Trust me. I've had plenty of conversations with the brass, and we know the work that you're doing, and more importantly, the consistency in which you do it. So we appreciate that, and it's not going unnoticed. And I'm sure AJ will get more into that.
Yeah. And what's going on with Hawaii? Just real quick. There's a softball. What's going on with going to Hawaii?
So Hawaii is a college that I went out and helped out over the past few weekends ago, and they do a annual fall ball type game with the University of Hawaii and another Hawaii school. They'd make it a trip for them to go out there and play some softball out there in the fall before regular season starts. So they do a little spring training action out there, and I see them do it every year, and I'm like, this looks like fun.
And when is this thing happening?
It's sometime in November. I don't know the exact date yet because I don't know when they're going to go. But I will eventually get more details with them about it because I want to kind of let my dad know about it because I want him to know I want to go. Mm-hmm. But I know, and there's also in December that I'm going to go to Louisville in Kentucky, like at the beginning of December. So I know for a fact I'm trying to get people in this membership group to nominate me for a scholarship so I don't have to pay out of pocket.
For what? For Louisville?
Yeah, for Louisville, for the convention and everything.
Okay. Well, maybe Bleacher Brothers would want to cover this thing in Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe we could send Rico out there and he can take pictures for you. Or better than that, maybe we just send you and let Rico, because Rico's going to dress all yellow sweatshirts and shit. And I don't think that works in Hawaii. You know what I mean? So I think the plan would be to send you out there and have you cover it for us. Does that work?
Yeah, I could definitely. Yeah, I'll definitely talk with the coach about it and let her know. Like, we can make some coverage for people back home in the States.
We will work out the details, but we'll as long as they say yes, we'll make it happen. And you just don't ask your dad for the money. Just tell your dad you're going. That's all. All right?
Yeah, I will. I'm just gonna tell him I'm going. It's like I'll take pictures and everything so you guys can look at all the pictures after when I come back.
Very nice. You're gonna be
congratulations,
live stream.
Luker, keep it up, man. I appreciate you.
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna let you go so that the three of us can wrap up. All right, buddy?
Yeah.
All right, sounds
good. That's what hard work does, Luker. You get rewarded like that for a real company. So congratulations.